everyone was stuck around, so there's a lot of carts out there, and this is it. This is the money match. Now, I'm just gonna start setting the scene a little bit here. I was obviously out at this point, okay, but I wanted to watch the final. We all jumped in buggies. I ended up being with Lacey, who was the kind of late call-up, who I think acquitted herself really well in this event and has kind of launched her social career really off the back of it, which is crazy to see.
Yeah, we should have had her in this winners list. I think she came out as one of the winners of the series.
So we were driving around, but she was driving. So I was like, right, okay, she's driving. I'm drinking. I am going to get some beers, and I'm heading out to the course. So I got a little cool box, filled it with tinnies, which are cans, of, in hindsight, overly strong IPA, which I have finally come to terms with the fact that IPA in the States is just a vehicle to get rid of every single drop of alcohol that they produce. So it's pretty strong IPAs.
It's always all you drink. I
just love it. I just love it. Yeah. So anyway, these were like 8 or 9%.
Yeah.
So we set off. We're driving, having a few drinks, having a laugh. Everyone's around. We're having a good time. Now on the, I think about the 3rd or the 4th hole, Brad, who spent a lot of time with on this US trip because we were there before, we were there after, really just a really good guy, just a great bloke. Like, and I think we'll get onto this a little bit more, but he kind of taps me on the shoulder as he's driving past, and he just says, "Can you do me a favor when they go into the rough, or like if they're in a bad light? Can you just check and see that they're playing fair?"
This is great storytelling, but the fact that he even has to say that to you must mean that in his brain, or in the kind of culture of the event, people are aware that maybe people aren't playing it completely straight. Would that be right?
I would say it's probably more to do with this match, obviously more than any other. They all mattered, but this match, we're $1 million on the line here. Let's try and make sure that everything's above board. And I was probably 3 cans in at this point, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. Obviously, I wouldn't think it was necessary, but yeah, cool, I'll do that, Brad. Like,
switch on your lapel camera.
Sets your mind at ease. Body cam footage. So, and I think it was on the 9th hole. So we're just driving up the right hand side, and we just happened to be near where. I honestly, when Brad said this, I thought about it, but I didn't really.
You weren't like pursuing them everywhere.
I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I suppose, whatever. And we just happened to be there because Frankie hooked his tee shot, and I think it either bounced off our roof or it hit someone's roof with a buggy next to us.
Yeah.
Shot forward, went into the thick rough. So we were just there. Anyway, to come up, I played with Mo like the 10 days prior in the Good Cup. So we're just having a chat and all the rest of it. I'm onto a high noon at this point, which is a terrible drink.
Good Lord.
And I'm just there, and the ball goes into the rough, and Paige kind of walks up to where the ball is lying, and flattens all the grass in front of the ball. Now, you can't quite tell really on the video, but the grass in front of the ball, so in between the ball and the hole, it's only like a couple of inches away from where the ball is. It's like pampas grass. It's really thick. It's like this thickness, and there's hundreds of like throngs, whatever you call them.
Got you.
And they're all in front of the ball. So it's a lob wedge. You got to hack it out sideways. It's a lob wedge. If you go forward, it's just going to go straight into the grass. Maximum it's going to go, even if you strike a pure iron 80 yards. It's just going to take all the fizz out of it.
It's one of those ones that you're scared about it disappearing if you hit it wrong. Yeah,
exactly. But Paige goes in and she flattens all the grass out with her hands in front of the ball and basically like clears a path that the ball could go through towards the green. Now, I'm seeing this and I'm right there and I'm looking at it, and straight away I feel this. I don't know what it's not guilt. It's not. It's more apprehension, I think, because I've seen this and I'm like, I have seen that now.
You're in a position where you've got to make a decision.
Yeah. So
You have information.
exactly, I have information.
I want to make you an offer again.
And the problem is, first of all, I like everyone on that team. I've been teammates with Paige in this event. Obviously with Mo, Frankie I didn't really know too well, but spoke to him a little bit. Same guy. So I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do here? Because if they go on to win this hole, that's a definite advantage. Obviously, they've just given themselves an advantage. They've won the hole, moves them closer to winning that $1 million, and at the detriment to the other team, because you can't do that. That's cheating. So I have a word with FP, Fat Perez, who's kind of like there with us, and I think he's quite similar in the sense of like, if you say something or if something comes up, this is not going to be something which is quietly dealt with. If you know anything about Barstool, you know anything about this event, you know how it all started with Luke and all the rest of it. Anything that happens, they are going to be on it.
Would you say that because of the Luke stuff earlier on in the week, that also had sort of affected your decision? Did you kind of go, oh, I know this is going to...
Ruffle some feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more that. And I think you guys probably know me well enough now that I am probably not best suited to be instigating drama.
Yeah. You are the anti-drama in most of these situations. You are trying to stay out of it.
Calm down, guys.
I will just be...
Get along.
Let's all get along. Yeah. Let's all enjoy golf. I'm not really into that kind of side of things.
Which is fine if everyone is following the rules properly.
And in it, and I felt a little bit ashamed. As soon as it was, I felt that apprehension. And almost, I remember it, I was like, oh, why me?
Yeah.
Like, why have I just seen that?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you're like 3 tinnies deep, and you're like,
I'm like, no.
Just things are cogging round.
And even
blurred vision.
And as she was pressing it down, I was like, no, don't. And I was like, oh,
someone else look.
And I was like, oh, right. So I had a chat with FP, had a chat with Lacey, and it was kind of like we just decided amongst ourselves, if they lose the hole, then the actual rules infraction there, it would cost them the hole. So it's an isolated rules incident. And they lost the hole. So I'm like, right, okay, that gets me off the hook a bit.
Don't need to say anything.
Yeah.
Gets me off the hook here. I don't need to like make a big deal of it. But I think, right, well, all I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Brad, I'm just going to let him know that this happened, and that if they go in the rough in the future, and it's easy to do around that, if they go in the rough in the future, just keep an eye on it. Just like I don't want you to be cheated out of the chance of winning this.
Yeah.
But he's already told you to keep an eye on it, and then which is, initially he must have had some inkling of something happening, or the gravity of the situation makes him say, please just like help us out a little bit. Then it happens, and then you come back to him going, oh, by the way, that thing you told me to look out for? It definitely happened.
Yeah. So at that point, this is me exercising the demons, really. I'm like, okay, I've got this knowledge. Now you have it.
Yeah. I'm off. Yeah.
I'm going to go back to my buggy. I'm going to sip on my beer, and I'm just going to have a nice time for the rest.
Sit there like this.
Yeah. So how I thought... stupidly, how I thought this would probably be at that point is Brad would be like, right, okay, cool. Let me just keep an eye on it. Doesn't matter this hole because we won it anyway. So we'll just keep an eye on it going forward. And if you watch the video, you see that's kind of what he does.
Yeah.
He just gets into his buggy and they chat to Francis and he just says, oh, this has happened. And Francis is like, and Brad's like, it doesn't really matter because, the hole has been won. We'll just keep an eye on it. And Francis is like, no.
I'm going to say something.
I'm going to bring this up.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring this up. And obviously, I didn't know this was happening because I was out and away at this point, just by up the green.
Gone to get another beer.
Yeah. Hide. And Francis is like, he's like, no. Because I think what you didn't see on that video as well, he was like, no, I'm going to bring it up. And he actually, on that tee, he was angry. He was angry. I think he managed to calm himself down by the time he got to the green, where he kind of confronted Paige in a pretty, I must say, I think he was a pretty relaxed kind of manner. And it was almost like, listen, this has just happened. We kind of know what happened. Just please don't let it happen again.
But the problem there is that they had already had a little bit of a bust up on green 1 and T2, where she
She
had
wanted
said,
a 5-footer given or whatever.
there was like a slidey putt to win the hole, and she was like, "How are you not giving that to us? Clearly, you've never played competitive golf."
Yeah.
Then on the next tee, he says, I have never played competitive golf. This is my side gig.
Yeah.
Oh, and by
Yeah.
the way, we're both in the final.
Yeah.
How does that
Yeah.
make you feel? And then her competitive golf
Went out the window when
Goes
she
out the window.
thought she could push down grass.
And then to say that she didn't know that is
Yeah.
a little.
That's the bit that got me.
Yeah, and the thing is,
She must have known.
and see, this is the thing I hate, because I like Paige. Like, she was great all that week.
Hey, she won you some money playing together. so-
Exactly, and I liked everyone there. So I could kind of see this unfolding, and then obviously Paige kind of like burst into tears. So then I'm like, oh no. No. What have I done? What have I
The
done?
thing is, though, and I don't know if it was different on the ground, but the edit did basically look like you went ding, 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 and came in and went, they're cheating, by the way. And they went, woo, 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 woo. And then they went, by the way, there's chat about cheating going on. They go, who's saying that? And they're like, oh, nothing
Yeah.
about Pete said it or anyone else said it. It was like
So-
you just came in and went, grenade. And they're like,
So, and the thing is,
Now I've
like,
got to make a short with that.
as soon as it happened, like as soon as like Paige started crying and that started to kick off, that's what it felt like. I was like, oh no, I've done something here which is going to have an impact, and I'm not happy with it. You know, I felt really uncomfortable. And then we're sat in the buggies. When this whole we're talking within 10 seconds here, where the whole Mo.
oh, yeah, it was
Mo
up onto the
slope.
next tee, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
So one of the rules. So Dave is, if you're not familiar with foreplay, and I'm not huge. I don't watch a lot of foreplay stuff. But it's golf, but it's golf entertainment, and it's proper laddish kind of things. Like, if they cheat each other in a video, like if they get away with it, that's
It's fine.
for them. That seems a
Yeah.
bonus. And even if
Yeah.
you're the one being cheated, they're actually all right with it. 'Cause it's like, oh my god, you got me there. But obviously, this is a different scenario. And at the start of the week, Dave has kind of like laid this out a little bit and just said, listen, this rules of golf. I'm going to penalise you, but I'm not going to penalise you if you try, kind of thing. The only thing he said, the only rule I am enforcing is there's no slope on rangefinders, because all the courses there are up and down hills.
And it was Melosi on day one who asked him.
Yeah. Now, if you're not familiar, if you don't use a rangefinder, the slope function, it allows the rangefinder to calculate accurate distances on slope. So if you're 100 foot above the green, you zap the pin, it's 150 yards. It'll say the effective distance is 100 yards. Or if it's uphill, it'll add distance. So it gives you an accurate measurement based on ground conditions.
Which for that course would have been
A big
very useful.
advantage. A
Yeah.
big advantage. It was kind of one of those things where you either had it or you didn't, and then Dave said it's not. You're just not having it. And in all the comps we play on the PGA kind of region, and any like the Egyptian Open, for example, you have to have your slope off because it's seen as an unfair advantage. So this all happens on the same green, up to the same tee, and you could sense. On the ground, you can sense the change in the atmosphere. All of a sudden, it's gone from this really, really good match and intense competitive vibes to a lot of people pointing on a lot of fingers. Francis is like walking from cameraman to cameraman, demanding to see footage.
we didn't see that.
About like what Paige was doing, but then also kind of Whitney, who Spitting Chicklets, is it like
Yeah,
podcast wise?
yeah.
I think is that a foreplay?
Yeah, that's
as
what
well?
I think. Yeah.
Not really I didn't really speak to him all tournament. He was out first round, and then he was
Yeah,
off
lots
doing
of
other
those
stuff.
guys are in the Barstool
Yeah.
comic
Universe.
cinematic universe.
So he says to Mo, because I think he's got bets on those
Yeah.
teams.
Yes, yeah.
Dave's got bets on.
You
on
kind
Brad.
of you kind of see them hear the information and both split off to tell the teams that they're rooting for what's about to happen.
Yeah, which in the video actually I think was a really good narrative. I think you did that pretty well.
Yeah.
But then kind of Whitney tells Mo, and I'm kind of up on the hill at this point, and I say to Lacey, I drive, said, just get me out of here.
Yeah.
Get me away. I don't want to be near this. It's too stressful. I'm getting paranoid at this point.
I also think I was sort of looking for you in the background for a lot of the time, and I couldn't see you.
we bombed it like
until like the end of where you sort of came back in.
I think I made a drive about 2 holes away.
Oh, really?
At this point.
Yeah, even on the like overhead drone footage, I was looking to try and see you. Nothing. Gone.
I'm just like, go. So we kind of tootle off. So I can see how it all starts. We drive away. So all of that stuff with the slope, I could see from a distance because all the carts were grouped together. But until this point, I didn't know the ins and the outs of kind of what was going on. I knew the controversy was when Whitney told Mo went back to his buggy, reached into the back for his rangefinder, and is seen to fiddle with something on the side of the rangefinder where the slope function is. On most rangefinders, you have the body, and then on the side or on the top, there's normally just a switch. You switch it on, you switch it off, turn slope on and off.
Where his thumb goes is the switch on a Bushnell rangefinder. That's all I'm saying.
So it kind of goes there, and then he attaches it to the buggy. And the problem is everything's filmed. And with what he did, even now, I'm going to be straight down the middle. It is still up for debate. Like, he picks it up, he puts his thumb on it, makes like some movements. And the movements don't look completely normal, like for what you would do if you picked up a rangefinder. But he could have like flicked it on and off,
Just to check.
To check it was. So he's still kind of up for, and he says it was off. So you've got to balance this out. Everyone else there was pretty convinced, and they kind of got washed away that it was on, and he kind of turned it off. So. We're seeing this from miles away.
The 18th, back in your lodge.
Yeah,
hiding.
I'm on a plane. I'm on a plane at this point. I'm looking down at it from the plane. So all this is kicking off. It takes, I would say, about an hour and a half to play the first 10 holes. It takes an hour and a half to play the next 2.
You felt it in the video though.
Yeah. Just
Like
slow,
it got through quick, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden for the next 3 holes, you said like it just. I looked at it. I was like, "Oh my god, it's been like 45 minutes. They've got 2 holes."
Honestly, and it all like it. The atmosphere is obviously completely changed now.
Paige is obviously very upset. And everything. It's all
Paige is in tears. Frankie's losing his mind. Mo is an island in a seething mass of sharks, kind of like gathering around him. Brad is like still trying to be locked in. Francis is running around demanding camera footage, and Beef is just stood there like he doesn't know what's happening.
Luke Quan's still in bed.
And it's kind of like, what is going on? What is happening?
Hey, money changes people.